be on the live. Here I am. Another week. Another week has passed, which means that we are here for the lunchtime live. If you guys are new here, we do this every single Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. And we do stream on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and Twitch. And we also record all of these and put them on Spotify. So if you do like to listen to like podcast style chatter, I guess you would call them, you can listen to that on Spotify. And it's really weird mentally when Ross hasn't gotten the music up yet and I pause and it's dead silent. It's very strange for my brain. But anyway, guys, this is a safe place for you guys to ask your Airsoft questions and non-Airsoft questions, and we will answer them to the best of our ability. So I'm here alone, but Tom will eventually join. Eric's just jumping in, so that'll help tremendously. So
Is this guy mute? No, we're good.
no, you're good. They're both recording, so what's up, guys? Welcome. I don't know how my YouTube tab just isn't open. I literally opened it and signed in earlier, but it vanished. So we absolutely love technology around here.
Indeed.
And it works flawlessly every single time. I'm kidding. I can't wait for my Euro build to get here. If you did place an order and you're having a Euro build built, that'll be very exciting. Our techs are very good at what they do. Justin, I will say, builds those things like hotcakes, and he does them very frequently. Ross is leaving us to go get food, so let's all say a big prayer.
It's lunchtime.
That
It's the lunchtime live.
On the live.
Boom!
the technology works. So,
Alrighty. But, yeah, we're out here rolling.
I know, we're cooking. Vic is here early, which is crazy. Usually he jumps in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Vic is here to grace us with his presence this week.
He's bored or something. He is very bored. I'm very excited to yell Divai in a shitty accent this weekend.
Well, I'm very excited to yell Auf Wiedersehen in a really good German accent this weekend. But we will be at Shally, not Wes, unfortunately. I wish he was.
Yeah, I know.
But I will be playing this weekend at Shally. I'm very excited.
I do have a few things to get in order before I jump back in, so. But we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get you there.
Yeah,
We'll
so.
come. Yep, but
Vic
it's
is
a big event this weekend, big Super Bowl.
Yes, I noticed. Who was it? It was D2 loading up the pre-orders today.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh my god,
huge. I mean, there's so many orders. So, oh, Tom has arrived.
Yeah.
He's finally arrived.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hand off the mic.
Be careful with that cable there, Captain.
I'm trying not to fucking kill.
That'd be great. Ross leaves, and the first thing we do is rip the cable out of his camera.
I'll figure it out.
Eric running KSK at Shally.
Yeah, I think you are, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Close the door.
Bruh.
I thought Ross was behind me. That's why I didn't close it.
And he's going to lunch. Don't you watch the lives?
No, I am in the live.
I know. That was the joke.
I am alive.
Man, I love your sarcasm. Oh, shit. My whole life is sarcasm. Thank you very much, though.
It is one sarcastic joke, yes.
Everybody's telling me to come back, so.
No, Eric, come back.
I can explain that G36 real quick if you want me to. I know.
Just hand the
That was a
mic over real
question.
quick,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you can just, I mean, but like I said earlier, you guys can literally watch this too on Spotify later.
You can't even tell.
It's very fun to listen to it on Spotify if you do miss it here. Eric's getting a lot of love. We love Eric.
I'm trying. All right, so if you saw the picture last night, if it's ever a home picture, it's because I forgot to post the picture while I was here for the questions the next day. So I did post a picture of my layout for this upcoming weekend at Shally, which does feature my G36 KA4, which is a G36C base. It's a KWA. The front handguard is modified. It is a 3D printed handguard to replicate the one that does not fit for Airsoft. They do make one, but not for that model. So the handguard is 3D printed. All of the attachments are to mimic or copy the exact way that the KSK impressionists, or not KSK actual guys, use on their rifles. EOTech, TLR, LLM01, EOTech magnifier, and some other details that I'm still perfecting. The inside, though, I have sent to an old KWA tech in Washington, Tactical Parts, on Instagram. If you need any work done, he's fantastic. He put that all together for me. I have a Warhead motor inside of it. The hop-up is proprietary, so that means the hop-up unit's the same, but I do have an Edgy and a Maple Leaf bucking set and nub in there, as well as a Gate Titan. I think I just have 13-1 SHSs, but fully built. I can trust myself with the G36 modification, even if I tried. But that's why we have people that are much more well versed in it than I am.
So what's funny about that, actually? Is that everything?
Yeah, unless there's anything else.
So the funny part is that the reason I was not in here on time is because we just got a request for a G36 to come in, and the guys were like, "Oh, it's a version 3 gearbox." I'm like, "It's not.
Not the same.
That's not the same as an AK." And they're like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah,
So it's like,
G36s are like tech's like kryptonite.
they are very, very, very particular and very, very proprietary, dependent on the brand and era that they came from. And when we got it in, I was like, "Why is this here?" And they were like, "Oh, well, it's just a version 3 gearbox." I'm like, "No, it is not.
Well, they asked me. I told them that.
They're
I said,
not a
"It's
version."
gonna be- It's the gearbox, but then once you try to get it back together, the difficult part, from what I understand, is getting the hop up to sit correctly and to actually.
Well, it's not just that. It's you can upgrade a G36 gearbox with version 3 parts, except for certain HPA builds. And dependent on, again, the era, the way the gearbox was, the features that it has, certain version 3 parts that are HPA, because that's what we got it in for, don't work with G36 gearboxes. And so that was why I was late.
Vic says KWA is the worst. Well, or he says they aren't bad unless it's KWA. Well, Vic, that's the one that I wanted because we had it and we knew a guy that builds them. That's why I selected the KWA.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the other guys, I could be wrong, but I believe a lot of the other guys go for the old JGs. Well, new JGs, they still use them.
And then there's some guys who go.
The Aries.
The Aries is what we just got, and the Aries is the problem child
Well,
for
believe it
HPA.
or not, I think most of them use the G36X, which is the closest thing to the KA4, and it takes the Airsoft correct handguard for the KA4. But it is, like you said, the problem child. Split gearbox for
yeah.
G36. It's hell. But
The G36 is a very weird gun. I mean, the KWA has like the nicest externals, and then it is kind of a pain to work internally. And then there's other brands that struggle with externals.
Oh, dude, yeah.
There
I
is
like Aries' externals on it. It just feels like, I don't know, like the KWA is nice.
There's just no perfect G36.
Yeah, no. And
There's no well-rounded one.
It's
in my
such a
opinion.
unique gun, too. If you guys, I was just saying this to the guys in the tech room, like version 3, the gearbox family that all uses a version 3 gearbox is some of the most diverse guns, and they all have something slightly different with every single one of them, and by brand, and by year. So, like, it's just so many levels of complexity to that family of gearboxes, unless it's an AK. Like, AKs across the board are, like, generally a similar version 3 gearbox. But, like, G36s, G3s, even some of the MP5s that use a version 3. The VSSs actually have some slight differences going on because of the selector switch.
Galil.
The Galil actually is kind of, well, the ICS one does, because it has the two-sided selector switch.
Yeah. The ICS Galil was always in its own realm, but the other ones like the King Arms and the SEMA.
So Great Lakes, which I assume is Zach behind the screen, is how's the Elite Force one? I want to do a kit for Bundeswehr kit for 2025. So that is the KWA. The Elite Force one unless you're talking about the Sportline version, which is quite literally that. Externals aren't for somebody of, trying to probably build an impression kit and use it up to its fullest. You're going to get the KWA one. That's the Elite Force one. But, like I said, the KA4 is going to be, or the X from Ares is going to be the best and easiest route to externally make it into a KA4. Whereas I had to modify my body, not my actual body, my gun body, in order for that handguard to fit, which is 3D printed.
Yeah. So, but all right, what else we have?
We have a lot of stuff going on here. Vic, you're absolutely right. Where were we? I saw it. MP5K is a V3 with a V2 motor, and Galils always have Horde mag issues. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
My different brand mag should be in today to test that theory.
Where did you get them? Did you find them?
Yeah, Evic had them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So we'll see. I hope that they work, or I just have to Dremel them all. Where are we here? I can't wait to wear shitty army gear and pretend I understood the Ranger handbook.
E-House, this weekend's gonna be nuts. Like, it's just gonna be nuts, dude. I'm super excited.
I'm very excited.
I am trying to prep myself for running that 249, and I don't think I'm going to have any prep ready for it at all.
Tom
Prep
doesn't
yourself
prep
for it.
when he has.
Dude, I'm literally upstairs having phone calls and meetings while packing my ruck. Like,
You don't. If you had a month's time of uninterrupted, you'd be doing the same thing.
I completely agree with this man.
It'd be like, give me my big Condor bag.
I did it Sunday, which I knew you were not here or working Sunday evening.
you're not wrong!
Yeah, because I'm right.
You're not wrong! But I have an excuse and I'm using it. Anyways.
There's no excuse. Tom will grab his old Condor gear bag and just throw everything in there.
Dude,
and
I wish-
pray that it's all
Looks
there.
like I got hit by a truck in the
When he
street.
I
arrives.
wish that I could even get to that LBT loadout bag, but it's filled with ancient gear that I just don't want to touch.
At this point, Tom just needs a toolbox in the back of the truck that's just his stuff. And he just never takes it out.
I mean, at this point, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I think I'm on trip 13 consecutively. It's either 13 or 14.
No,
I want to die.
that's fair.
Vic, the K handguard is different from the KA4 handguard.
Yes.
So I know what you're talking about, but it's not the same one we're talking about.
Best budget chrono, in your opinion?
The Ace Tech, the black and yellow one, not the newer Bluetooth one, but the black and yellow one's probably going to be the most affordable one. That's not a dedicated tracer unit thing. But yeah, like the Ace Tech black and yellow one. Not the one that has a fold-out screen. It's really basic. It's super. I think when I bought mine, it was like $65.
Did you guys see the photos of the SKS from S&T they
Yep.
announced at MOA?
Yep. We'll see if that comes to fruition. And there's been many World War II guns that have been teased and announced over the years that just the prototypes got made and then we saw none come to the States.
I need an FG42. I would kill for an FG42.
Well, that's what someone else, who else said
Yeah, the
that.
FG42 is going to be sick.
So dope. And it had the bayonet on the picture that they had. I don't know if you guys saw.
Yep. I'd love it to actually be a thing, but I'm not gonna get hyped about it until we start seeing production samples come through.
Give me that FG42. I agree.
Where are you? Is this on Instagram?
Yeah. IG feed is zoomed. Yeah, unfortunately it crops pretty hard.
Yeah.
When we
YouTube's the best thing to view it on. If you guys are trying to see the best view, it's YouTube.
I just want an AN94.
Another very good one.
It's also highly desirable.
Very cool. It'd be tough. Isn't the AN94 of that canted magazine? Am I thinking of the right thing?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Be a very interesting thing to do for Airsoft.
Blowback barrel.
Yeah.
Quick 2-shot.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Where are we at? I'm just Elite Force 1, S&Ts had the best hop up.
And the Aries had the horrid micro switch. Horrid.
Yeah, the replacement micro switch on Evic.
Are you guys gonna be MSW the raid?
Yes, we are going to be going to the raid down in, I think it's North Carolina. That is, if you guys are not familiar, that MSW is now doing a 24-hour game style. This is the first one they're doing. It is going to be very, very intense, is what I've been hearing. If you guys are going and you've been to an MSW, they are notoriously intense, but with some lulls throughout the week, or not the week, but throughout the game. And this one is going to be probably just all intensity all the time, so just be ready if you're going to the raid. It's also going to be in January, so it's going to be freezing cold.
Yeah, I don't like the cold.
What?
I've never liked the cold.
No, we've never been to a cold game at all that totally didn't keep us in the trailer with a heater on and...
Yeah, heater.
Yeah, heater.
If you wait until the last minute, it only takes a minute. This is true, Vic. I will agree with that.
That's where you launch for. I like that.
One of my friends got an Article 1 from y'all, and there's no power going through the gun. How can we resolve this?
So I would double check to make sure your battery's charged, first thing. Make sure it's charged. Plug it in. And then I think the Article 1 also has a bolt catch feature, so like an empty mag feature. So make sure you press on the empty mag feature to make it start shooting. Because a lot of people who get MTWs or Wolverine guns, they don't hit that thing first and they think their gun's broken. If you're using what's that electronic, like an electric gauge, like that.
Voltage meter?
Yeah, like a voltage. What is it called though? Like a micrometer or something?
A voltage meter.
Okay. If you're using one of those and you're not getting a reading on it, that could be a electronic issue. Hit us up at customer service and we'll make sure it's taken care of.
What's the difference between the TAC 41P Sport and the regular one? The furniture looks almost identical.
They are basically identical in every way except for the materials used. The TAC 41 Sport is going to be the budget entry. It's going to have a lot more polymer on it, not as much metal, but the frame is going to still be a metal frame where the sear and everything is. And then the other ones are just going to be better materials, more expensive.
There you go. I'm having a hard time trying to decide on building an FAL out or an HPA gun I already have. It's cheaper to build a new AEG, but I really want to jump into the HPA game. Any thoughts or suggestions? I mean, I totally understand wanting to jump into a new platform and build something you haven't built before. I mean, the FAL definitely fits that description in a lot of ways. From an economic standpoint, yes, building something you already own is going to always save you more money. But if you're not going to be satisfied with the build because it's just saving you money, you're probably going to end up selling it anyway and then building the thing you originally wanted to do. In my opinion, if you want to do it and it's something you've never done and you can financially do it, I say go for it. I mean, the FAL is a pretty cool gun. You don't see a lot of them, but there is a reason you don't see a lot of them. They are a little bit difficult to build.
And it's really hard to find mid-caps for them.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem with them.
So if there is an event that does use mid-caps and requires mid-caps, make sure you take that into consideration. But if you can find everything that you need for it, it's definitely a cool platform, and I would encourage it, and you'd probably have a lot of fun building it.
Yeah, I agree with what Wes is saying. I think a lot of people want to kill two birds with one stone, and in the end, they end up spending more money than they actually intended because they're trying to, get into HPA and get into a new platform. So you're mixing two things that you've really never had experience on. Maybe you have a friend that has experience with it. But in reality, when you're jumping into HPA or something new that you have never dealt with before, I don't recommend doing it on a platform you've never interacted with either, because now you're just overly complicating and the learning curve just gets that much higher. I'd leave the FAL as an AEG for right now. Get used to how it runs and figuring out, the supply chain for mags, because that's the Achilles heel of all FALs is the magazine availability.
You're right, Vic. There is a guy who does 3D print the magazines for the FAL, and then you take an EPM short magazine and insert it into the 3D printed housing. And apparently they do work well.
Which is cool, and they do work. It's just a lot of people I know don't want to go through all that effort to figure out who that guy is, change the mags out themselves. Like, some people just want to buy that, just buy a mag off the shelf, go run it. If it fails, you go back to the store and be like, hey, this didn't work.
Yeah, but nothing unique about that, is there, Tom?
Yeah, no.
The thing about Airsoft, and I think something that I don't think it's often misconceived, but when you don't see a platform or a specific type of airsoft gun used regularly, there's usually a pretty legitimate reason for that behind it. The reason we don't see a lot of FALs, can't find magazines.
There's no mags.
Same with the Galil. When was the last time you saw a Galil on the field? I mean, seriously.
Last time Scott Hollenbeck was on the field.
Yeah. There's a lot of guns like that have little underlying problems that are difficult to overcome.
Another good one is MMGs in Airsoft for NATO side. Like the PKM is fantastic and well built and everything, but there's not really a good NATO MMG that has a really good body anymore. The Echo 1 240 Bravos were great, but the Lancer bodies they're Lancer bodies. They're not really good materials. They're not really good metal. They fall apart really easily.
Cardboard box mags.
Cardboard box mag. That's another, that's another thing with Airsoft. There's so many guns that people want to run, so many guns that people want to use, especially for kits and stuff. And, like Eric was talking about, he had to 3D print the handguard for his specific kit that he wanted to do because it doesn't exist in Airsoft. It's hard sometimes to, run the gun you want to run because it looks cool or you have some interaction online with that gun or, something about it. Video games generally, but sometimes the supply network around those unique guns is just too hard to get up and running, and the platform dies within Airsoft even though everybody wants it.
There is a legitimate level of just something being unobtainium.
Yeah.
Regardless of how much money you're willing to spend or work you're willing to put in, there's just sometimes they're just not there to obtain.
I mean, think about it this way: we didn't have a bunch of semi-auto shotguns until, the last 2 years, legitimate semi-auto shotguns.
Yeah. No, I mean it's cool to see a lot of things advancing and new things that were very rare back in the day, kind of becoming commonplace, which is neat.
Yeah.
We like to see that. Hello, Frag. I do see that you have arrived.
Oh, great.
Frag's here. Where are we at here? Okay, that was that question. I just want the HK-21.
So you can train zombies.
Train zombies. There's a zombie on your lawn.
That's a completely different meaning.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad.
I'm glad.
Yes, E-House, you're absolutely correct.
The main reason things don't exist in Airsoft is cowardice.
I love it.
You're not wrong.
Everyone just wants to run an M4, and every time they put a mag in, it just goes. But where's the fun in that? I want to have an overwhelming amount of anxiety whether my gun is going to make it through the event, every event.
Where's my AK MTW?
That is the fun.
Cowardice is where it's at.
I love it. Will my GHK fire? There's a 50-50 chance it won't. But man, when it does, woo-wee, that's a good time.
Zooey mama.
Zooey mama. We love it. But yes, don't be a coward.
I've only owned one M4. It's the blue one. It's the only M4 I've ever owned.
When's the new Crytax coming in? You guys gonna test new MOSFET and triggers?
Yep.
Make Ross do a video.
Oh, we're doing a video the second they come in. They've done a ton of upgrades to the Crytax, which is quite impressive because it was already an impressive platform. But they've done a lot of cool stuff, and they've actually listened to a lot of feedback from different dealers and customers. So I'm very interested to get them in because I think they will again dethrone VFC gearboxes.
I hope they do. I hope they do. But I don't want a Crytek body. That's just the bottom line. You can make the internals as
I
nice
like
as
the
you
Crytek bodies.
I like them from a quality standpoint.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think they're pretty good quality.
Quality's fine.
Yeah.
I personally am not a fan of either the Cerakote or whatever they do to color the tan, and is it the blue or the gray?
There's a Battleship Gray one, there's the Battleship Gray, there's black, there's tan, and then there's that OD one that comes around once in a while.
Yeah, I personally don't like.
I'll agree that their colors are a little bit off. Like, they're kind of like pastel-y.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm not a fan of the rail systems.
Oh, I have no problem with that. They're just M-LOK.
I just don't like. When I lay a Crytek gun down and take a look at it, I just don't like how it looks. I can't explain it. I just don't like it. And that's a personal opinion.
So let me ask you this, because the question is between VFC and Crytek, always.
Yes. They're kind of the top dogs.
What is a VFC that is not a licensed body? So not a Mark 18, not a VFC, not a MCX, not a 416. What is a VFC M4 that you like?
SOT mod.
It's a clone. Like, what is?
So's the LVOA. That's a clone.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, it is.
And I don't like the LVOA.
I don't like the LVOA.
I think it's ugly.
I just don't like that. I don't like that rail at all.
So, the SOT, if we're talking
Call
not,
sign,
Dad. there are some very, very strong-willed LVOA owners out there.
There are.
They
There's a
love
lot
them.
of people who like the LVOA.
Like,
I am not one of them.
This is the best thing ever.
This is so good.
It's heavy.
The rail goes.
It's long.
The rail goes further than the barrel. This is so good.
It's like Jaws coming in to take you out.
We're roasting LVOA owners, and none of us care.
LVOA owners are like the owners of the people that walk in and see that gun with the magwell. It's also a skull. They're like, that is so sick.
So we're not, yeah. So, but regardless, there is just something from an aesthetic standpoint I just don't like about Crytax. I've never owned one. I've never had the intentions of purchasing one. I don't know if it's like, just like
Boring.
Well, it's boring, but it's like so is just a SOT mod. I mean, a SOT mod's kind of boring, but I look at a SOT mod next to any Crytek, and I would pick that every time.
I don't know. I like the like 10-inch rail. Like, I don't like the long rail ones. I don't. But I like how they look. I think they're like off just enough from like a traditional M-LOK rail.
Maybe that's what I don't like about
I mean,
them.
I just don't like. I like if I'm looking at like a bunch of M-LOK handguards, right? The Midwest Industries one is the one that I love the most. Like, that one is such a really sleek design. It's not too crazy. I like it a lot. What?
Nothing. Just keep talking. It's not related to you.
I can't now.
It's just Vic said, I'm pretty sure the real LVOA company went under, and Eric said, Vic, God, I hope. Okay, when I look at this gun,
Yeah.
it just looks,
I think it looks good. I think the rail looks good. Here's what I like about it, actually.
Okay.
The receiver, the upper and the lower receiver, are not too overly done. They don't look like video gamey or non-realistic.
That's what I disagree with you wholeheartedly. I think that is a loud and noisy looking upper receiver.
Really? I don't think it is. I think it's
like-
very similar to a regular
like
M4 upper receiver.
It's not rounded.
Pull
It's like
up an
hexagon.
You
M4A1.
guys
Pull up
looking at
The
the
Crytek.
Yeah. I don't think the upper receiver is that different. I think it's actually just slightly different.
Well, the stupid rail is so proprietary. It can't
Yeah, it's just a little hexagonal compared to how rounded that is.
Not. Look, so there's literally a circle.
Yeah, it's a circle, yeah. And then you
we
go to
have-
the
all right,
LVO.
how many flat spots do we have on just one side of this
Three.
receiver? 1, 2, 3, and then you have 5, 6. There's 6 levels if you look at this.
Yeah, but I think that looks fine.
1, 2, 3.
It looks like you welded a pipe into a rectangle.
But that's what it's supposed to look like.
No.
That's what it is.
No,
I don't need a freaking Call of Duty skin moving camo with 80 different angles of gun.
Grandpa, the future is now.
You know, there's nothing wrong with the design.
We've literally switched roles here. I'm usually the old guy.
You are old, and that's
Not in this case.
That's just a fact. But I'm just saying, dude. Hey, yeah. Turning my SR-47 into a clone correct version made it one of my favorite guns. And
Oh yeah, that's right. There's other people in the chat. Sorry.
yeah, sorry, we were rambling. And just a disclaimer: I don't dislike Crytek as a brand.
No.
They shoot well. I don't
I think out of the box,
like them.
they're probably.
I just don't like how they look.
That's fine. That's fine.
My
That's your
Crytek,
opinion.
Frag, this is I'm calling you out hardcore. My Crytek shoots 300 feet stock.
Crytek, yeah. Dude, none of your guns are stock.
There is no stock Airsoft AEG out of the box that shoots a BB 300 feet on flat ground. Can you think of any?
The MTW might.
I specifically said AEG.
The Specna Edge 2.0 might, because it comes pre-flat hopped.
I would love to see it shoot.
I'm estimating if anything could as an AG, that one might, because they redid the hop up for better contact surface.
How many?
To the range and find out
We definitely could do that. I think we should. If anything could do it, it's something that's pre-flat hopped because of the extra contact surface. So like the Gates Trinity line, the new one that they just came out with, that has already upgraded hop up and everything. I don't think it's 300 feet, but it's definitely shooting further out of the box than most, is the Scorpion. Out of the box, it shoots fours really, really, really far.
Yeah, but it isn't touching 250 feet.
It might hit 250.
No,
I'm not even kidding you.
No,
I'm not even kidding you. It is shocking how far it shoots. Let me put it that way. It is shocking.
That's fine. But
shoot very far.
But I think the 250 feet on a flat ground, that's far, dude. I think people kind of forget how absolutely mind-boggling it is.
Oh no, most guns shoot 180 feet at max out of the box, even no matter what weight you're using, and stuff, out of the box.
That's
yes,
what I'm
most
saying.
of them shoot 180 feet to 200 feet when you're max ranging them.
Yeah, there's very few AGs bone stock from the factory.
I'm just saying that I was utterly shocked at bone stock when I first got the Evo, how far it shot with 3.6s.
I don't disagree with
Absolutely
you.
insane.
How long ago did you do that?
8 years ago.
8 years.
Yeah.
Our perception of distance and how far an airsoft gun could shoot was completely different 8 years ago.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, because we all work with Kurt, who has the longest shooting guns on the planet.
Were you shooting guns with Kurt 8 years ago?
Yeah. Not as like a worker.
All right. Well, then. I would like to see. I would really like to see. But just to put into perspective, Frag, no. Sorry. Your gun doesn't shoot 300 feet.
I'm here just to cause shit.
Oh. My stock Crytek LMG shoots 500 feet stock. Sorry, I had to correct
myself.
myself.
Very sorry. Yes, it definitely does.
Sorry, Frag.
Yes.
I shouldn't have even bothered with my
How foolish of you.
Yeah, I know.
How foolish. How dare you? Do you not know when he touches a gun, it just automatically shoots further?
Yeah, Frag just instantly makes guns shoot far. Crytek would be the best gun ever if they had a mil-spec version.
I agree. I will fully agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally the point of my argument. They look not...
I will agree. I just had this conversation with another company that makes guns that doesn't put out a lot of mil-spec receivers, and they are working on changing that in the future. Because I do feel like there's a lot of guys who want clones.
The VFC Avalon M-forms are nice as well, but their rails don't compare to Crytek quality. Depends on the rail. I don't know which one you're referring to, Vic.
I do think the quality of the metal of a Crytek is sometimes better than
The
some.
way I've always the Cryteks are really high-end beginner guns.
Yes.
That's just how I've always seen them.
Just give me a Crytek Block 2 or URGI.
I agree.
Especially
Especially URGI. I think that would actually be better for Crytek to do.
just fix this. I hate their stocks. I think they look weird. They're too. They just don't.
They're not.
And get away with
you
the
like the Bravo stock on like everything.
Yeah, but get rid of the straight trigger. Bring back the curved trigger.
I have no opinion on that. Like I just don't care. I don't care about that.
I don't know. What? Oh, how can I describe that? It looks kind of like stubby.
Well,
Like it looks chunky and short.
It looks like
And that looks
a
like
cyberpunk
a
gun.
rifle.
This looks like. Okay, here's what it is, which is super funny. What I'm gonna say.
It's probably not going to be funny, but go ahead.
You like things of a certain era, vintage stuff. You do.
Not always, but I appreciate
You
it.
do not like newer style, like body designs and like things that are designed to be newer age looking. You know what I mean?
I
You
mean,
have a Supra, like a Mark II. You have multiple.
That's not relevant.
Which also I find very interesting that you don't like the boxy style of the Crytek when you have the boxiest car on the planet.
That car is actually quite sleek. I don't. It's boxy but sleek.
It is 100% a box. It is a trapezoid.
Yes. But wouldn't you But that actually. But you said I like the old. That's exactly.
You
what,
do like you like nostalgia, is what
Yeah.
you like. It's not that it's
Yeah.
not
There's just something weird about
boxy.
this gun.
It's not an M4 to you.
There's just something weird
It's
about
not
this Crytek.
nostalgic to you.
I don't know what it is.
You want to live in the past.
The past is where everything good was.
See,
The future is pain.
see, go to bed, Grandpa.
Dude,
It's okay,
that's
go to
fine.
bed.
And I will go to bed with my VFC SOT mod and be as happy as a clam.
Man, this has been a long tangent.
Crytek M4 stocks always bugged me. I agree. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't put my thoughts into words about what I think. Maybe if Crytek makes an AK West, we'll be happy.
They make an
SR.
AR-45
47.
or 47, yeah. AR-45. Man, I'm losing it today.
Oh, I'm lost. I'm gone. No, I would rather actually quit Airsoft as a whole than use the AR-47. So just to put that into perspective.
Hi, Ross. Hi,
I use
Ross.
It's the Mark 47. It's different. It
Yeah.
doesn't have that annoying magwell.
Yeah, I'm good.
E-House is like super a fan of it. I know he is. I'm just like,
I'm just being honest. This is a place of honesty here. Quad rail and carry handle is the only acceptable M4 build. No, I will not elaborate. I agree. Carry handles go hard. It's a fact.
I can't lie about that. That's
Salt wad carrying handle.
I agree. The carrying handle is just peak look.
Also, can we shame the kids who buy the SPRs and claim it's my DMR? Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm not touching that one, Vic. That's funny. This is the reason I watch every Wednesday.
This is us going on a tangent.
All it takes, man, we are literally like cans of gasoline, and all it takes is literally like
Like a little spark in him.
one
and I.
little.
Yeah.
Pre-flat hopped and heavy ass BBs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you guys shoot real steel guns?
Yeah. We were just at the East Coast night shoot. Video coming out about it very soon.
Yeah, we like to shoot. Me and Tom are both members at the local range. We go as often as we can, and our schedules allow.
Yeah.
But we love shooting real steel. It's a blast.
Yeah.
AEG hates BBs over .36 though because air volume. Duh.
Sometimes. Depends on the gearbox. It really depends on how it's designed from factory.
On one gun, shoot 3.6s just fine.
I'm actually subtly impressed with Silverback's bucking / hop-up setup.
Yeah.
Stock on 3.2s, it's shooting 250 flat.
Actually, yeah, I guess that isn't a stock AEG, but it's like a $600 stock AEG.
I mean,
But they did the silverback AEGs are probably some of the most advanced like change up and gearbox designs that we've seen in quite a while out of the box. Like
they're quite good.
they're kind of like V3 based in a way, but they're so unique and they're very, very good now. Now they are.
What?
E-houses.
Oh yeah. Where are we at? This one?
Yeah. Time to start a war.
Time to start a war. Straight triggers are the dumbest thing ever. Return to curved trigger tradition. That's what I just said.
I don't really, then this is just my, I don't really have an opinion on it. I'm fine with both of them. The curved triggers feel fine, and a straight trigger feels fine to me as well. I think it especially in Airsoft, because there's not a lot of feedback. If we're talking real steel,
Curved trigger every day.
I want a flat trigger. I do. I actually want a flat trigger.
So Tom can hop on the range with his AR-15, set his stock on his shoulder, and go to town with his flat trigger.
Dude, I can't remember the last time I fired my AR. I just go to the range and shoot the flux.
Me neither. Anyway, I haven't been in a while. I haven't been in a while. But either way.
There's an inside joke here.
Yeah. But regardless.
Is it a joke?
No.
I mean, you said it jokingly.
No, the pain.
Oh, no.
No, that's just pain coming out. It's a laugh.
But regardless, keep your flat triggers away from me.
I've never bought a gun with a flat trigger, and I would never change a trigger.
Yeah, I see.
If it's a real steel, I will lighten the trigger, but not to a heinous degree.
Talk about Airsoft.
Oh, okay. Well, getting back to Airsoft, I don't care.
Wes, that is a cursed image. Oh yeah, holding my gun like that,
What?
like
Oh.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you can screenshot these whenever you want.
Yeah, just use them.
Just set them as your background and send them to me. Hi Jordan.
Hey, buddy. You feeling better?
Is Cry Stack a good gun?
Yes. No.
No, Crytek is actually a good brand. I'm just not
Stack is not.
Cry Stack is not. No.
Cytex.
Crytek mounting hardware or rails are solid and 2 little Allen keys on a VFC. We got over E-House's war, which wasn't as bad of a war as I thought.
That was not too bad.
Curved trigger,
We could
superiority.
We could go very much deeper into it.
What?
Get some of the paper ones.
I have a lot of non-paper ones.
Yeah, let's get through this and then we'll do it.
Trying to explain to kids that their HPA SPR is not a damn DMR.
Good luck with that one. Yeah, but if they buy a Mark 12 and claim it's a DMR, that's a valid argument. He's right. Yeah, he's right.
Anyone tried an MP5 mag adapter for AK-47s? Can streamline all my other guns' mags that way.
I have not. For an AK, I've done it for an M4, which is crazy awesome.
Yeah, that one seems to work well.
Yeah, that one works really well.
I was going to suggest just purchasing a PP19, but I see that you probably already own an MP5. So.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it, but I mean, if it works anything like the M4 one, like if it's like that reliable, sure.
Yeah, the M4 one's great.
You're just going to have to try it, man.
Yeah, I have not tried it in an AK.
I missed y'all on my visit last week.
Oh, did you?
Why didn't you tell us the time and date to the exact T, and we would have been there? Now I feel bad. Tom, you look much less tired now that you did at Arsenal. Finally get some sleep?
Oh, dude. I mean, yeah, I did, but I am dead, my guy. I am literally living off of Isaac's Red Bull. I walked into production. I'm like, hey, okay, I need a Red Bull right now. I'm about to go on the live. And he was like, okay, well, we have the vanilla one and we have this one. I was like, that one. He's like, well, that one's mine. I'm like, I'll pay you.
Was it new?
Name your price.
Or was it opened?
No, it's new in the refrigerator.
Is he offering up my Red Bulls for you?
Yes.
I'm gonna kill that dude.
He's a good lad. Don't kill him. He's a
No,
good boy.
because I paid
He's a
for
good
those.
lad.
What if I was planning on drinking that after the live?
Meh. I'll buy you one, like I did last time.
I
Because the
know.
last live I used your Red Bull.
Isn't today Isaac's birthday? Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Jeez, what a busy week for him. Veterans Day and then his birthday.
That one doesn't count for him yet.
No, not
He
yet.
didn't make it through boot camp.
Yeah, I know. It is his B-Day. Give the weirdo... Give is the weirdo we love? Yeah, I'll give that. I will let Isaac know I get to go see him in 15 minutes after the live. I will let him know that everyone is sending their lovely birthday wishes, and he'll appreciate it.
That's that one.
What? Silverback Super 50/50 on their design and documentation. It performs phenomenal, and the ETU is nice, but trying to program the board is way more complicated than it really should be.
I 100% agree with that statement. And I will say, now that the new designs are in, I will say that I do think they are now 80/20 as far as their designs go, specifically with their AGs. But I will 100% agree that their documentation needs a lot of work. Their tutorials need a lot of work. And there's a bunch of features that they list that are possible, but there's no really good tutorial on how to access those things. I 100% agree with all of that.
We love figuring it out on our own. The TP9 is a flat trigger, and it's better than the stock curved trigger. For the TP9, I can understand.
Yeah.
That is a weird trigger just from the factory. Any two-stage,
Yeah.
I think, is strange. I feel like talking about a curved two-stage versus a curved...
So the PP19 has like a curved, it's not a two-stage, it can be.
PP19?
Sorry, not the P90, sorry. The P90 has like a,
Oh, yeah, a P90.
you can get a curve, but and it operates like a two-stage if you take the disc off. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the model.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, they come with a curved trigger from the factory.
yeah. I think I like that better as a two-stage, because you kind of like roll through it instead of like this flat blockiness to it. You know what I mean?
Well, the P90 is, I mean, it depends on what model. It has the selector underneath, or it's
Yeah.
a pull, like a dual pull.
Yeah.
It just depends. I don't remember which ones come with which. But yeah, that one would be, ew. If that
Yeah.
had a straight trigger, I'd
Yeah, I would
vomit.
not like that. Would literally be a rectangular block I'm pushing back with my finger.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Yeah, no,
comfortable under
no.
any circumstances. What are you doing?
Laughing at some memes.
Oh, okay. I thought you took a picture of me. You're making fun of me.
Base Gingy named.
All right. Do you want to do the paper while we got 12 minutes left?
Oh. Got the gearbox you guys built me with the Redline N7 in it for my EMG M16A1. It works like a dream. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, no problem, man.
That's what we like to hear. Thank you for taking the time to let us know that we did a good job.
Yes, please do that more.
Let's see here. So tell us about the G36. We already did that, which is good. Stainless edgy 601 millimeter inner barrel versus the other stainless inner barrel options. Worth the money? Question mark. Yes. Final answer. I have never used a better inner barrel. than an
The edgy
stainless
is
steel.
the best stainless steel inner barrel. However, you can get away with using a cheaper one because the increase versus like a PDI, which is a very, very good inner barrel for about $30 or $40 less, they're so similar in performance that you might be able to save a little bit there. But versus like a Laylax or like a Prometheus or a ZCI even, the Edgy is going to outperform every single brand of barrel. We've done some tests on it ourselves. They're just such good, but they're very expensive. So if you don't have the budget for it, you can get away with using other things. But if you want the absolute best performance out of your gun, use an Edgy. They are the best polished. They are the best barrels that you could use. The only thing that I would say is you need to clean them because the polish is such a fine polish that if you start gunking it up, you are going to notice it right away because the performance is going to drop very quickly if you do not keep them cleaned.
If you want 100% performance out of your gun, you spend the extra 80% cost to get that last 10%.
Yeah, I would agree.
performance.
Nah, I would agree.
So, Tom is amped doing air fills at Milsim West this weekend.
Yeah, you're actually going to be carrying the entire compressor the whole way there, Jordan.
We'll be on wheels.
I thought he was the one filling tanks.
Oh, you're right.
He's
He is.
working for you
He
guys.
is. He's working for us this weekend, not for Grom. No, he's actually helping out with the staffing stuff.
Make sure you hit that top one on the other page.
I was gonna see if he read it because he just started skipping around. I knew which one
this
you were
one?
talking about. Yeah.
Well, this is a very long-rooted question, so I was thinking about if we
Leave
could...
it for the end. Just make sure you guys.
Fine.
Do the one below it first. I think it's so bad.
No, I don't want to read that.
People need to know that that's not okay.
No, don't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't.
You need to
I'm
say that
supposed
it's
to be
not
the...
okay.
No. And I'll...
Okay, we didn't kill somebody.
One person thinks this. Probably not, but
I don't want to be involved. I want to plead ignorance.
we do not give legal advice.
Yeah, that's
It's not legal advice. It's common sense advice.
right. It's not my job to inform common sense.
Okay, all right.
We're not reading the question.
I don't like that one. I don't want to get all.
Now we just have the
Everyone's
chat
gonna be
just
curious.
spiral. Yeah,
Well,
chat can just
They can
spiral about
spiral. That's fine. It's not that good. In what ways can we help grow the airsoft community? I feel like we're on a like a sitcom, and we should hear the like, "Aww,"
Yeah.
sound come
it.
in.
Yeah.
No, that is a legitimate question. It is very good.
So who? I think you said Kev put this one in.
That was from,
It's a very, very good question.
Yeah, from somebody who thinks about this a lot, I will say that Kev's probably one of the most. He's probably one of the top 5 people in the community and in the industry that actually thinks about this often. Is how do we make it better?
Well, grow.
Yeah, how do we grow the community? How do we? I think making a community better in turn helps to grow
I
it.
get it.
You give your answer, and then I have a very, because he already asked me this question, I have a long-winded answer.
All your answers are long-winded.
Yes.
But anyway, I think the one thing that you should know is why is this question important? And the reason is the community needs to continue to grow because the larger the community is, the more stable and the longer it'll be around.
Yeah.
If you have a small group, doing a hobby, which would be airsoft, it's very easy to, potentially have it not taken away, but it goes away because there's not a lot backing it. But the larger that it gets and the more mainstream appeal it gets and the more people that are doing it enter it, it's just pretty much prolonging its longevity for all of us to continue to enjoy. I think, honestly, it is kind of weird, but talk about it. I mean, word of mouth is very, very important. I'll just speak for myself. Going through high school, airsoft was never like something that I was like, here I am, this is what I do.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand it. But I think it is important that, get into it with your friends and talk to more people about it. Don't be like embarrassed by it or like, let people know what it is.
Yeah.
And I think the more people that you talk about will spread the information. And
Show your passion for it too when you're talking about it. Don't just be like, well, I kind of do this thing called air. Like, no, you like doing it. Show how much you like doing it. It's like,
it's fun.
yeah.
And I think that the more people who just talk about it and educate more people on it, stop having me need to explain to everybody, what do you do? Oh, it's airsoft. Well, what's that? It's like paintball, but more realistic.
Yeah.
That is the answer I give. We need airsoft to be, I do airsoft. And everyone's like, oh, I get what that is.
Yeah.
Even if they don't play, they just need to know. So talk to people, educate people, and I think that'd be a good thing to do.
Some things that we already do as a company, if we want to answer it from that thing, is we spend a lot of time and effort going out to a lot of different events. We do youth night here. We provide a place for people to gather. We do a bunch of raffles all the time to try and help with getting more people into the sport. We generally hope that when somebody wins a raffle, it's going to a new player or somebody who, has just gotten into it and they really want to be excited about it. We want to encourage that enthusiasm. The best way, and to directly answer the question, in what ways can we help grow the airsoft community? It really comes down to a few different things. One, like I said earlier, making the community better. So policing ourselves, one. So if you know of a friend or somebody who's at a field and, they're causing others to not have a good time, call them out on it. And politely have a discussion about it. Don't become the problem yourself when doing that. But if we don't police ourselves, then that's going to create an environment that people don't want to be in. So that's the first way, honestly. And that's honestly the biggest thing that we as a community should do, is we should be self-policing ourselves. The second thing is also getting out of the echo chamber that is airsoft itself. So we go to a lot of real steel events. We have gotten very involved with night vision and thermal sales to try and bridge the gap between airsoft and real steel, because it's a very big overlapping thing. And airsoft's a really good excuse for guys who buy night vision to use it in force on force. The other thing that we try and do, and the thing that I actually am trying to look into moving into 2025, is going to events that have literally nothing to do with airsoft, that or gun related at all, and trying to bridge the gap with common interests and common groups of people. So I really want to go to Comic-Con next year as Amped, and just kind of
That's news to me.
have a conversation. It's just been in my head.
No, I mean, that's a cool idea.
But go there to a group of people that are also nerds themselves, that are into their stuff, and honestly, a lot of us here.
I mean, I love
Interact with
Spider-Man.
But that's what I mean. There's a group of people in airsoft that have a very similar hobby, underlying hobby. A lot of people play 40K, Magic. There's the obvious one is gamers, right?
Yeah, people play video games.
People play video games, and that's how a lot of people get into it. But honestly, don't just be in the echo chamber that is airsoft. Go and talk about it like Wes brought up, but I'm trying to do it more targetedly at people who I feel like you could get involved. I think the biggest way to help the community grow is to bring new people in and make it fun for them to stay in. To put it very simply, that's what I would do, and that's what I think we really try to do as a company and a community.
Yeah, I mean, E-House, you're right. I mean, here's a few nice comments. Invite friends, play airsoft, be normal, host games, make games you're at better, don't be weird.
Yeah.
The community can help itself by ending the trend of highlighting arguments and the fight and flip out videos. Putting a hard stop to that will benefit the community exponentially.
Policing us, yep.
Explaining gear ratios to the mailman is based. Bullying your friends is based. Thank you, Ant. Always appreciate it. Cons are an underexplored marketing avenue.
Yes.
And next, Tom goes to a furry convention.
No, that would
as
actually be
Amped.
Justin.
Justin would go.
Justin would go.
Justin is our office furry.
Yeah,
Yes.
Justin is our office furry.
If you guys
There's no
do-
judgment. We
We
accept him
fully
for
accept
who he
it.
is.
We gave him a haircut on the live the one time, and
Yeah.
you guys saw that. He's a great guy. Please don't judge him for that.
Just send him a few pictures of some
What?
some furry outfits you'd like him to complete. I think,
Actually, I think that would be great. Yeah.
I think it's Justin.
I think it's
on
Justin
Instagram,
on Instagram.
with
If
an
you could-
underscore at the end.
Yes, yes.
He's a very common speed softer.
Yeah, send him some of your favorite furry events
Yes.
that go on,
Yes.
and then he'll look into them
Send
for
him your
us.
persona if you have one.
Yeah, Fursona. There it is, at Justin. Hit him up. Send him some pictures. Let him know we accept him, and Tom will be heading to the next furry convention with him.
Oh, yes, I was his handler.
So, but anyway, that was a great note to end on. Guys, we do this every single week here on many different platforms, and make sure to check us out on Spotify. You can actually listen to the entire Lunchtime Live while you're driving your car, and you don't have to look at your phone and potentially, go off the road. So check us out next week for the next Lunchtime Live, and we'll see you later.